I love that you said that you have to be intentional about it because you definitely do. I always use the analogy of it's almost like low stakes dating, where as opposed to finding that one person that you're going to marry, you're just finding people that click and that share similar values and that you can just get along with.
It can be very challenging, especially when there's just a lot of there are a lot of crazy people out there. But also there are a lot of good and great people out there as well. I think I was while I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday, there's a particular video, and the guy was like, "Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. I want you to find all the red things in the picture," and then I was able to just look at the picture, pointed out the red things, and the guy said, "Okay, so did you see anything else?" And it was like, for me, I didn't see anything else, just the red thing. So he said that is how some of our mind works. So it's what you focus on that you actually see.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode Decoding Dating. My name's Adam Melnick, the Momentum Coach, helping you get unstuck. And I'm with my beautiful co host.
Yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Evelyn and the founder of Love and Connection, helping you find love.
I love it. Today we have a whole conversation for you, mostly because Evelyn and I, we keep talking about finding your true love and specifically finding it in your friendship circle. But the issue that we found is that many people, they don't have a friendship circle. They don't have that network or connection to really pull on, which is problematic because you're statistically more likely to find your true love through your friends than anywhere else. So the question is always, how do we even begin to make that friendship circle so that we could maybe find our true love?
Yeah, it's a great topic, and I think it's a thing that a lot of people actually struggle with. Like, basically, people are always looking for that friendship, trying to build a friendship circle. And like you said, I think there's a higher chance of you actually finding love within a friendship circle. And then also we have to look at the quality of your friendship circle determines the kind of love you would find. Yeah. So I know you asked, how do you even start? How do you even find love? I know for some people it's so difficult because you tend to just work, like your life is basically work, come home, sleep, you go again. So it's really hard for some people. But when it like regardless if you're dating or not, it's always good to have friends, good friends that you can actually rely on. But then it's you have to do it. It has to be an intentional thing to do. You have to really put yourself out there so that you can actually have people that would even walk up to you and want to be friends with you, right? It's something that you have to build. If it's a skill, not everybody know how to approach people, talk to people, even start a conversation. So it might have to require you actually doing some work and building those skills first.
Well, I love that you said that you have to be intentional about it because you definitely do. I always use the analogy of it's almost like low stakes dating, where as opposed to finding that one person that you're going to marry, you're just finding people that click and that share similar values and that you can just get along with. And if you can get out there and you can approach and make friends, then I can almost guarantee you can get out there and approach the opposite sex and find your true love. And I know it's challenging. Like, let's be honest, it is difficult to go out there and make friends. I remember when I was 25 and I woke up one day and realized I had no friends at all. In fact, I didn't even have the skills to get out there and make friends. And I had to work at it unbelievably hard to just get out there, meet people, learn how to just be socially appropriate with strangers, to break the ice, to say, hey, I'm somebody that's worth your time, and build a slow connection with them that would ultimately blossom into a friendship. Unfortunately, I typically find when people get out there, they realize that there's a lot of awful people just in the world, duds, as I call them. And it can be discouraging when you're just trying to go out there and you're trying to make friends and you just find dud after dud after dud, people that just are not fun. They're maybe hypercritical of you. They're not interested in that friendship. Maybe they're using you, and it can kind of sully the waters. What would you recommend to somebody who's just struggling out there just to make friends and connections and finding that dud after dud after dud?
Yeah, and that's the truth. Like what you said, like I think it can be very challenging, especially when there's just a lot of like there are a lot of crazy people out there, but also there are a lot of good and great people out there as well. I think I was while I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday, there's a particular video, and I think and the guy was like, "Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. I want you to find all the red things in the picture." And then I was able to just look at the picture, pointed out the red things. And the guy said, "Okay, so did you see anything else?" And it was like, for me, I didn't see anything else, just the red thing. So he said, that is how some of our mind works. So it's what you focus on that you actually see. So if you feel like everybody's awful, everybody's mean and bad, you will keep saying those things because that's what you've actually trained your mind to see. But when you start looking beyond it, like, open your mind, and there's actually a lot of wonderful people you see every day. You can meet them in the grocery store, you can meet them, in the gym. You just have to be open minded. You can go to the gym and say, "Oh, there's nobody there." But yeah, have you tried talking to someone? Maybe you spoke to someone yesterday or today and they were like mean and they didn't answer you, or you greeted them and they didn't even look at you. But then maybe the third day or fourth day, you can actually see someone that will actually smile at you. So it just depends on how you want to view the world. They are good, they are bad, but that even with the bad experiences, that should not discourage you because there's also a lot of wonderful people out there. So basically, it's just being open minded and kind of be open to seeing the good in the world. And it might take you a week or 2 weeks to find the right, because you're not just wanting to make, you don't want to just make any friend, you want to make the right friend. So it might take you longer, but be patient because then it's going to be worth it and it's going to require work as well.
Well, and you said something super interesting, which is you don't want to just make any friend. You want to make the right friend.
Yeah.
And that is so important for our listeners to just understand because you're going to meet a ton of people out there. Over 99.9% of them are not good friends. They're not people you want to associate with. They could be individuals that you get along well with, but they're not friends. And I would always argue, just like in a relationship, you should have standards for your friendships. Maybe not to the degree of a romantic relationship, but for sure you should have standards. I know some of my standards when it comes to my friendship is if I text you, I need you to text me back. If you say you're going to do something, you better gosh darn it do it. If you're an individual that I invite out, that you should either come out to these events or you should reschedule them. Say, I can't come out to this event, but I'll come out, or can you come out at this other time? And we kind of reschedule when we're going to be getting together. I look for people that cheer me on, that uplift me, that say, hey, this is your goal to become a coach. Awesome. I will help you on with that. People that don't gossip. And these are just a few of my standards that I look for. And to be honest, if you can't meet my standards, you're not my friend, full stop. And I guess the question I have for you, Evelyn, is what standards do you have when it comes to your friends?
That's a great one. And I like the fact that you said she should have a standard, just like you would want to have a standard for relationship as well. Should have similar standard as well, but not the same exactly like you said. But I feel like for me, I'm very picky with friends. I've always had like small circle. I know a lot of people. I've always had a lot of friends, like a lot of not friends, acquaintances, right? I know a lot of if you walk into my school growing up, like my college, if you mention my name, they know me, and that's because I'm into a different social groups, and I'm also a prefect, so I'm very involved in school. But I could only say maybe 4 or 3 people are my very close friends that actually know me deeply. And for me, when it comes to being standard, I like to, I'm very, how do I, there's a word for it, but I like intelligent conversations. I like to be surrounded with around people that I can learn from. I like to even choose friends that be better than me. Why? Because I'm always looking for opportunity to learn. And I'm looking for people that would challenge me. So for me, Even I remember inviting my friend. She came. She was from Ontario. She came last December, and we had a kind of a girls' night, and we had some. There was this challenge going on TikTok where you just kind of say what you're grateful for, and so we went through that round, and she posted a video about this particular part of the event, and we were like, oh my god, how do you have group of girls that are this great, like good, like they're like high achievers and they have done so well for themselves. How can you have this group of girls in one side? She was like, oh, that's my friend's, that's my friend. And she was saying, that's my friend's friend. And she too, she's a very intelligent girl. She's doing a lot for herself. Like when we're talking to her, so we're giving herself very big ideas. You know what I'm saying? Those are that. So I choose friends that their mindset matches mine. Like we think the same. They're ambitious as well. I can be with them and I can't go wrong, right? It's like, I could have an issue and I talk to them about it and be like, I know that 85% of the advice I would get is good. The rest is left for me to apply myself to it and then, you know, go proceed with whatever I'm trying to do. So for me, I pick like that. If my friends have to be intelligent, some people that are very ambitious, people that we have similarities, like we kind of see the word similar but also different. So people that are big on family, big on life, they love to live, yeah. So for me, and I've also learned that I can't cut off everybody. I've learned that everybody is dispensable. Like you can be very close with me, but that doesn't mean that I should accept anything. So if you're close to me and I've noticed that you are giving up with chances, you've shown yourself negatively in a negative light, of you've done some things that are not acceptable to me. I may give you some chances, but then I can cut you off too. If I see that, oh, this does not align with what I want for myself, I can cut you off. And it will be sad, but I know that I did the right thing. So that's my own policy, and I'm okay with having four great friends, but I only have a lot of people that I'm friends with. Not friends that I know by distance, at a distance. But I have just very few close friends that I talk to all the time.
And I would argue that's very healthy to have a few close friends that you can talk to. I know in conversations with many of my clients, we often talk about pruning friendship circles because unfortunately, sometimes people drift away or they're just not the right fit. And it's sad. But sometimes by having a friend that is not aligned the same way, or they're not thinking the same way, or maybe they're being hostile or they're just failing continuously, it's one of those moments of, if I stay friends with you, you might sink me. And it's sad, let's be honest. It's depressing when it happens, but it's important to kind of limit those individuals and just say, maybe you're not a friendship person right now. Maybe in a couple of years, when things kind of level out, you'll be in a place that we can be friends. But for right now, I need to take that step back and just prune my social circle. Because at the end of the day, I believe it's called the 5 year rule, which is whoever you're around within 5 years, that's who you're going to become. So if you're around friends that are smoking and drinking, you will eventually smoke and drink. If you're around friends that build a business, you will start building a business. If you're around friends that go to university, you will eventually go to university. And so it's super duper important to kind of curate your friendship circle and understand it's like not everyone should be close to you. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And so like if I if I like quality, that says I would want quality. So like for me, it's standard. If I'm very picky like that, for me, when I know some people would, they are very conscious about the number of people like they date. So now, like I always say, dating is how you look at it, right? Like it is not, dating is an opportunity for you to actually look at the different options that you have and choose the best for you. So like, and that's why I always say, before you get to the point where you commit and be exclusive with someone, you want to be sure that okay, this person is someone that it's is good enough to commit to fully. Like I've tried different, I've seen different guys, I've gone out on different dates, and this one is one that aligns the most with me. And if anything happens, let's say for example, tomorrow I get pregnant, for this person, I'm okay to spend my forever with them because these things can happen. You don't want to get to a position where now you are pregnant. You're like, oh my God, it's not someone that I see myself with. That is the error people make. So look at yourself that, okay, what if something happens? What if something happens suddenly? Do you see yourself be in this person's life forever? Do you see yourself building life with this person? So that's how I look at dating. And that's how you look at friendship. And we're like, okay, can this person be can this person fit into my life through different stages when I have kids? Will I be okay having my kids around this person without having to worry, you know? Because some people you can't have your kids around them because they may be saying a lot of big words, them saying a lot of things, or they might have a different kind of lifestyle that can influence your kids negatively, and you kind of protect them from that particular. So that's how you look at it and you think deeply, and that's how you should look at a partner as well. I think something we're not saying also is a lot of people date people they're supposed to be friends with. What do you think about that, Adam?
I think that is very true. We often, in the coaching sphere world, we talk about there's like three types of people. You have your 5 minute people, which is you can only stand them for 5 minutes and then you got to go. And these are usually your acquaintances. And then you
Yeah.
have your 1 hour people. These are people that you can stand for a couple of hours, but if you had to live with them forever, oh boy, gonna cause you nothing but problems. And then you have your forever people. These are people that you really want to be with through thick and thin. You can stay with them, you can live with them. And like these people are amazing. These are all your best friends. These are your romantic relationships. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people taking 1 hour friends and then turning them into romantic connections, and they're getting frustrated, they're getting irritable at this individual, and they're saying, god, I hate this person because they do all these weird quirks and these stupid things. It's like, right, because they're not forever people. You can tolerate them, you appreciate them, but to be around them for such extended periods of time is a no go. But people get that confused because finding forever people is challenging. It's hard. You're looking for a diamond in a mountain of sand, and it's not easy. You can still find them, but they require a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think there are also situations where, for example, you could meet someone maybe on a dating app, and you guys go on the first date, and it may not make sense to you. Maybe by asking few questions, you kind of feel like, this is not someone I see myself with. You guys can be friends, really, because maybe you were meant to be friends, right? Because there are some people that are good to be friends with. You kind of like their thinking or whatever you like about them, but you don't see them. So I know sometimes we look like, okay, we go on a date and it doesn't work out. You guys can be friends. Maybe you guys are meant to be friends. Maybe you guys can end up being really, really great friends. And sometimes too, you could go to a bar and meet a guy and be like, I don't see myself with the person. That's how you make friends. That's how you make, because some people tend to have a lot of girlfriends. As girls, they have girlfriends, guys, guy friends. You may not even meet anybody through like that, but then you can have people that maybe you were meant to date, but you feel like you guys kind of realize that no, we can't cross that line. Be friends. You can have friends like that. And because there's a different kind of perspective you get from having the opposite sex friends. They're like, you may be dating and they give you different perspective compared to what your girlfriends might give you. So it's always good to have that varieties within your friend groups. And maybe that person that you felt like is good as a friend before might end up becoming, through your interaction and through you guys sharing things together or living life together somehow as friends, you might not realize that, okay, I see myself with this person. And sometimes you can also meet your partner at the wrong time. And that's why that friendship thing is good, because then when you now you've taken your time to heal and you're now ready, then you not start seeing that quality that you did not see in that person before. Because now you're a different healed version of yourself now. Now start seeing the quality of to now say, okay, you know what? I think this guy is the guy for me, right?
I would actually agree with what you said. It's very common for the right person to meet you at the wrong time. You can go on that original date and say, you know what, we're not clicking simply because maybe they're in the wrong space or you're in the wrong space. And if you say, hey, let's be friends, you might slowly grow on each other and realize, no, this is the one. And I've also seen it where individuals, their whole dating strategy is to expand their social circle, make friends with everybody. Because even though you might not be the right person for me, you might know the right person for me. And so if
Yeah.
I make friends with everybody I meet and you invite me out to parties, you invite me out to get togethers, I start meeting more and more and more people. And eventually I will find somebody that clicks with me. And so I always tell people, leave friends, not enemies, because friends will always open up doors. Don't be too harsh on the person that you dated and it didn't work out, because you never know. They could either be the one for you down the road or they could lead you to your perfect partner. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows, right? So it's just like you never know where it can come from, right? So it's just being open-minded and just making friends. And like I said, it doesn't have to be friends are different. So you can position your friends differently, right? Like you can be very close, like you said, can be close, you can be someone that you just hang out with, but be able to put yourself out there as well. Like you can't really find someone until you really go out. Like they invite you out, go. You never know, maybe you might meet your friend's friend or whatever, go out, mix, like join a group, just do something to get you out there, to get you to expand your circle. I think there's always opportunity. And I think that's why dating app is popular because people don't, they find it easier to just scroll and, like and just swipe left or right. But a lot of people have that social anxiety, and that's a challenge. And that's something that we don't talk about. That so not everybody actually good at making, that's just their nature sometimes. Some people just have that nature, introverted nature, not to, and they have anxiety around social circle. I can be like that sometimes, but I'm also one that can walk into a room and make friends. But before I get to that point, I'm already thinking, well, maybe I should call this person, I should go with this person. But most of the time when I go out alone, I've actually really enjoyed myself, because sometimes, girls, you don't have to always go out, or guys, you don't have to always go out with your friends. There's there's higher chances of you to meet someone when you go alone than for you to go with your girlfriends. So it's also, as much as it's good to make friends, also don't rely on those friendship for everything. Be bold enough to also go to places, go to events, go on Eventbrite, look at some nice networking events, and just go by yourself. That is basically a great way to expand your friendship circle, because you tend to meet new people that maybe align more with you than your current circle. So
I love that you said go out by yourself, because I think many people go out with their friends and it ends up hampering their love life and it
yeah.
hampers just building that friendship circle, because when they go out with their friend, they cling to their friend and they say, you and me, we're going to stick together through thick or thin, and we can't meet anybody else, because if you meet somebody else, I will be alone. I will be by myself, and that is scary. And so they never end up meeting anybody because they're just with their friend the whole time. But if you go out by yourself, you open yourself up to just meeting so many different people. And it's scary. Let's be honest, it's scary. And usually one of two things happens. It's either going to be the best time of your life or it's going to be the worst time of your life, which is why I always tell people, give yourself permission to leave. There's been many times I've gone out by myself and I realized, hey, I'm not feeling this. I'm not jamming with this. And I just leave. I go home, I relax, and I say, at least I went out. And I give myself a pat on the back. But I think a lot of people get very frustrated because they go out to these events, they go to these parties, and they don't give themselves permission to leave. And then they get stuck for hours at an event that they don't want to be at. and then they become jaded and upset and they think, oh God, this was the worst thing to do in the world. It's like, well, no, you went out. You just went out for too long.
Yeah, I think the in between, the balance is always good, like you said, but also the mindset as well before going out. Sometimes uncomfortable is actually very good. Like for me, I used to be like, oh, I think I had to watch a to change that mind way of thinking for me. Like I always feel like, oh, if I'm not comfortable somewhere, then I shouldn't be there. But sometimes, and those are when I go somewhere that I don't really know much people, I kind of feel uncomfortable. I just shut down. Like you just kind of shut down, like tell yourself, I don't really, sorry about that. I don't know where my phone, my watch. I don't know. I just kind of shut down and just it kills the fun, right? So it's like make sure that you prepare yourself before actually heading out or going to an event. And sometimes you can tell yourself that's going to be a great event. And it opens your mind. Like you go there and you start seeing the good. Why? You start seeing the reasons for it to be a good event. Then you can even have the boldness to walk and sit close to somebody that you don't know. You guys can start talking. But if you have that mind of, oh, I don't like this setting of, I don't like this kind of people, or I don't like this setting, most likely you would probably just rob yourself of enjoying that experience. So mindset shift is very important and that preparation, you know, and challenge yourself to be uncomfortable and still have the best time there as well.
Yeah. Get out there. It will be uncomfortable, but uncomfortability is a good thing. It means that
Yeah.
you're growing. And I love that you pointed out about just your mindset, because oftentimes people put too high of an expectation on events and they say, I'm going to go out to this event and I'm going to find the love of my life, or I'm going to go out to this event and I'm going to make three new friends. And it's like these expectations are super high. Let's lower it down. I know when I'm out making friends, to be honest, the only goal I have is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to have one conversation with one person. And if I have four or five conversations, awesome. And then if I even have one of those to be a good conversation, even better. But I'm not going out there with the intention of making friends. I keep the bar super low. And then if I exceed it, awesome. And if I don't, it is what it is. At least I got out of the house. But that is something that has always helped me. Just getting out there and making friends is just keep that bar low. Don't keep those expectations too high.
Yeah, great. I think that's basically how to look at it. Just have it low so that you're not going there and regretting and feeling like you wasted your time. So I think we did we touch about, so I'm just gonna throw that to you. Like I know you've been in that space, you're also trying new things and new experiences. So if you wanna tell someone that have that social anxiety and as a coach, like what will you say? Like where should they start from and how can they progress?
I always tell them, let's start small and then end big. And the smallest thing to do if you have social anxiety is just to research events in your city or town that you are remotely interested in, just that you're interested in. And then maybe a few weeks later, when you compile your list, you can sit back and say, okay, I'm going to attend one of these events. And that's all. You just make the goal super small. Just say, I'm just going to attend one event and attend. And whatever happens, happens. Even if you go there for 5 minutes and you walk away, super cool. You still accomplish your goal, which was you just attended. And then you make another goal of, you know what, I'm going to attend a event and I'm going to go for maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And you just slowly build upon it. I think when people have social anxiety, they try to do too much too fast and then they get overwhelmed, they get frustrated, they become upset, and then they say, this isn't for me. And then they just self isolate, which we don't want to do. But if we start small, super duper small, and then we build up to talking to people, having full fledged conversations, inviting people out, you're going to be far more successful than if you just went big right off the bat.
Yeah, actually, I agree to. I agree to that. I think a lot of people don't achieve their goals because they're trying to do so much so early. It's like going to the gym and you've not been to the gym for a long time, but you're trying to carry the weight, you're trying to do everything. the likelihood of you coming back to the gym is very slim. When you do one kind of exercise, you come back, you start taking it one step at a time, there's a higher chance that you might commit to that goal. So I think that's something that, like Adam say, apply to, that's to get yourself out of that social, that anxiety phase, or I'll say mood, and move to more comfortable phase of your life. So yeah, so start small and then progress, and see how it goes. Even when it comes, some people are pretty shy as well to even approach people. And I said, I think I was talking to some group of people, and they were saying, why is it like in those old days I grew up where the guy would easily just walk up to you and just talk to you, because the environment was more relaxed and not flexible. Like people were not really, it was different, it was a different community type of vibe, and people were just kind of easy. But now it's different now, because there's a lot of rules. A lot of people are becoming very sensitive, and you can't just walk up to anybody right now and just talk to them, because it can be harassment or whatever. So now people are becoming too careful, and that's why dating happens someone now, because people would prefer to just go that route than to even walk up to someone. And so the question is like, how do you even start a conversation if you're a person that is very shy to even approach? Surely now.
I think if somebody is like super shy, like super duper shy, the easiest way to start a conversation is don't start the conversation. I know this sounds very hypocritical. You're like, Adam, you should just start the conversation. If you don't start the conversation, nothing will happen. It's like, right. However, if you join a sports team, you join a hobby club, you join an exercise group, and you go consistently every single day, you attend every single meeting, I can promise you somebody that's going to be more social and somebody who wants to make friends will eventually say hi to you and they will start the conversation for you. The only issue is you have to go consistently. And for people that are very socially awkward, they go one time and they say, well, this didn't work out, so I'm never going to go. It's like, well, no, 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 no. Go consistently. Do it for a month, maybe 2 months, and see who comes up and just starts a conversation with you. Because I guarantee you they will. I mean, I've been on volleyball teams where I didn't start up a conversation with any of my teammates. And then second, third week in, people are coming to talk to me. Hey, how's it going? I love that spike that you did. I love how you served that volleyball. It's amazing. And then they just trying to get to know me. But it all happened because I was consistent, and consistency is always king.
Yeah, and I think that consistency, like you said, also gives that respect and reputation as well. Reputation, so it's like gives you that respect, because people kind of respect you to say, oh, this is someone that can actually commit to something. Like is if you're someone that would go to like a volleyball game today and they won't see you again in the next 6 weeks, so they can't even want they don't even want to make friends with you, because they know that it's not going to be a stable friendship, because you are here and then you're gone. So I do agree with that consistency, and also the openness to want to a friendly kind of, you have to be more open to people wanting to approach you. Like you have to have that openness to you. Because I remember I met someone after a very long time, and it was like, oh, Evelyn, when church that time, I really liked you, but I couldn't really approach you because you're always, I was always frowning, and I'm like, I wasn't frowning, because if you talk to me, I'm basically gonna, I was like the warmest person you can ever think of, but it's just that my facial outlook is just the way I looked, right? And but that's the thing, it's just like you people can misunderstand the look, but just trying to put some smile, like smile sometimes, and just be open and be approachable. That helps a lot, because you can go to a football, go to a baseball game throughout the season, and nobody might want to talk to you because how you come across. So maybe being having that um, relaxed vibe, or having that openness to you will make it easier for people to approach you, and then even if you don't speak, they can easily just start a conversation, and that could end up becoming something great.
Well, I love that you're talking about approachability because it is important. We as human, we are constantly watching each other, and we are looking for other people that are signaling that, hey, I want to be approached, I want to be talked to, I would like to communicate. And some of the things that says, hey, I want to approach, I would like you to come talk to me, is eye contact. Are you looking around? Are you looking people in the eye? Because I find people are kind of scared of eye contact. And when I look somebody in the eye, they immediately look away. It's like, well, if you want to start signaling that you want to get approached, look them in the eye and count in your head for 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and then look away. And it always feels so uncomfortable. But even those 3 seconds says, hey, I would like to be approached. And then learning to smile, learning to have a genuine laugh, smile with your eyes, have open body communication, even just waving at somebody, looking them in the eye and just waving says, hey, I want to be approached. I would like you to communicate with me. I would like to be friends with you, is huge. If you're constantly closed off, you're frowning, you're looking down, your shoulders are hunched over, you're telling people, I don't want to have conversations
Yeah.
with you. I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah. So I think you kind of said it very well. Just be approachable and see, it's gonna be easy to make friends and take advantage of every opportunity. You're in the bus. It's not being on the phone. I remember when I used to always hear, oh, it's hard to make friends. I see that on online a lot. But then I go to the store, I go to the bus or the train, and everybody's so glued to their phones. Like that's the easiest place to even find love, to find good friendship. Like it is easy. It's just you always have people sitting beside you, in front of you, looking straight at you, but you're lonely. So it's like put down your phone, maybe get a book because I think with a book it and re- release your ears, and because if you have your headphones on, people just assume you don't want to be spoken to. So it's like put down the phone, remove that headphone, and talk and just be, just relax and let people see that, oh, I can actually just talk to this person that be approached. Even talk to, like, don't always wait for people to talk, but just say, hey, I like that nice shirt. Like, what book are you reading? Just ways to start a conversation. Now, maybe they are looking at a book or they're reading for an exam. Or what exam are you actually reading and studying for? And the way they answer you will tell you if you should continue that conversation or not. And so, kind of read their body language or how they respond and kind of act accordingly. So, you're not forcing a conversation that shouldn't happen so that you don't get that negative reaction that you may not like or that may discourage you trying to make friends. So yeah, so I think look for there's a lot of opportunity outside of actually paying for an event. Take advantage of your environment and you'll be surprised, by what you experience.
Yeah. And I love that you said put the phone away, put the headphones away, because when people see you with those headphones on and they're looking at your cell phone, they're not going to approach you. They're not going to talk to you. I have a question for you, Evelyn. The question being is that oftentimes it can be a little bit confusing if you should continue a conversation with somebody or not. You're asking them questions and they're kind of giving you answers, but you're sitting there getting this vibe of maybe I'm annoying or pestering them. When should you know whether to keep going with the conversation versus just politely excusing yourself and walking away?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think a lot of people get that confused. I think for me, you just have to like study people body language as well, like their posture and all that. Even for example, if you ask, "How are you? How are you?" "Oh, I'm fine," and you. So they didn't just say, "I'm fine." They're also asking about yours as well. So that means they want to continue the conversation. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm fine." So it's not like now instead of you just saying, "Yes, I'm fine," or you could just say, I'm actually fine. It's a beautiful day today, and I just really enjoy just going out. So that's you are you asked the question, they responded and asked as well. So instead of you just saying you're fine, extend it, like just say something interesting that can actually create another flow flow from your response, and it continues. So now and that's because you are the you started the conversation. So it's just like having a boy, and you just met a guy, and it's like, oh, thanks for the date today. Say you just say thank you too. That's it. You know, how are you? I'm fine. So it's like you have to, it's a closed, you have to be open, like that to be very open ended so that the flow continues. So be creative with your response. But now you can talk to someone, like I said, and they give you a straight answer. Like they don't, it's obvious that they don't want to continue the conversation. That is your sign that, okay, you could just say, okay, that's nice talking to you and move on. Then, approach someone else that is more open, someone that is chatty, someone that is even excited, even their facial expression when you talk to them. Are they really smiling at you? Are they really, showing that face, that body language that shows that they are open to talking to you? If that's the case, continue. You can be amazed at how amazing that experience is. And then you can ask yourself, okay, does this person look like someone I can ask for their number? Right? Do I want to know this person beyond this train ride? Then, because you may not ever see them again, ever. So now it's up to you to say, okay, do you mind? I kind of like the conversation. I would like, can we, maybe we can find some time to maybe hang out outside of, this. And if they say yes, okay. Because sometimes they might say no, maybe you kind of misinterpreted their interaction with you, and it's like, okay, that's good, nice to meet you, bye, and that's it. So it's like, it's the response, is how they carry on the conversation, is the body language. That's it. And you too, it's up to you to be creative with your responses, because they might be open, but you don't even know how to continue a conversation. So you need to learn how to flow, and don't just give one answer. If you're looking for more, be creative with your answers, and it's it will flow or
I
not.
love it. Be creative with your answers. It's so critical. I'm always telling my clients, if somebody asks you how your day is, you don't just say good. You say it's good and then the reason why it's good. Give the other person something to flow with, because there's nothing more frustrating than you say, how's your day going? Good. What did you do with your day? I worked. How was work? Fine. You're like, all right, I guess I'm not talking to you. And then they walk away. And then my clients are sitting there going, I actually really wanted to talk to him some more, but I was just too nervous. Like, well, you didn't give him anything to work with. So
Yeah. And I think it's always okay to even just tell the person that, oh, I'm a very, like, I'm pretty not good at, you can also say that. So they would know to initiate, or to, but I would say, because not everybody is good. Those are skills that you basically have to learn. Nobody's born. Some people are born with it. They're just like good communicators, and they just know how to just talk. They like to chat, and they can just flow easily. But for you, it may require learning. It may require you putting yourself in a lot of uncomfortable situation and conversations. It will require you to actually go out of your comfort zone to learn those skills, because I think it's a very good skill to learn how to communicate, how to have conversations, how to walk into any room and just chat and connect and network with people. It's a skill that can take you very far. So just because of that, learn it. Learn to talk, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, they on Inch, for example, and they say, oh, he doesn't know how to communicate. That's always a lot of complaint I hear from people, because a lot of people actually don't know how to do it, don't know how to communicate, don't know how to make friends, don't know how to initiate conversation, don't know how to continue conversation. So it's a lot of issue. A lot of people are actually struggling with that. So I think it's something that if you need to learn and be know how to communicate, know how to flow is very important. It's
Exactly. And it helps in the dating world in spades, because if you know how to start a conversation with a stranger to make friends, then you know how to start a conversation with the opposite sex to find your partner. The skills are, they work across fields. I love this conversation, Evelyn. I think it is a phenomenal conversation that we might have to revisit in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and send it to somebody else who could use this information. Evelyn, any last words?
Yeah, I think just, guys, go out of your comfort zone, friends, and enjoy life. And so many good things can always come from enjoying life. So just live life. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much, guys. And we can't wait to see you again next time. Bye for
Take
now.
care.